love story.
Tonight we have here this very special couple, Pastor Claydson and Leidiany, all the way from Croydon, right? Good evening. Thank you for coming. Welcome to the Love Talk Show. So, are you ready to reveal the secrets?
For sure.
So was that true, Pastor Claydson? You had no intentions at all in talking to her?
No, Pastor, not at all. When bishops, my friends, they came to speak to me about her, I always said no, not Leidiany, not her, not her, not her. I always said no to her because I never really liked the way that she was, her looking, the way that she walked. None of those things never really caught my attention.
But on the other hand, you already fell in love. Huh? Or you already liking him?
I didn't really.
Oh, so we have people that they didn't like each other.
No, I didn't because my friends also told me about him. And I would say to them, no way. For some reason, I would look at him and be like, look how he walks. It seems like he's a show-off for some reason, even though he wasn't like that. But I was like, no way. And my friends would say that all the time. Even my mom, when she saw him for the first time, she was like, Le, he's the one for you. And I'd be like, no way.
It's a prophet. Wow. A prophet.
It came true. She was so determined that it came true.
So tonight we will understand how a couple that they didn't like each other, how they end up together.
How?
What is the chemistry? What is the secret? What is behind this, crazy love story? Two people that you had no intentions at all, no feelings at all,
and
nothing.
Completely different than each other.
How is that possible? How is it possible?
Completely opposite.
So, let's go for the beginning because I believe that's the best way for us to start things, right?
From the beginning. We have the flash question first.
Oh, yeah. So, let me open here the flash questions. Flash questions, flash answers, okay? So there is no room for discussions here. It's just yes or no, okay? Straightforward.
Yeah.
And please don't justify the answer. Just say it, okay?
I'm gonna
Though you'll be tempted to justify some of them.
Okay, so let's
we have already, a tip about the first one. Let me start. Who fell in love first?
She did.
Great.
Oh.
You lost. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, it took long to respond.
Who is more jealous?
Him.
Great. Who is more romantic?
Him.
I am.
Oh, really?
I am. For sure.
What a surprise.
Nice. Who takes longer get ready to leave the house?
Usually it's me, but today was you. Usually, yeah, I'm the one.
Okay. Okay, let's go to the number 6. Who drives better?
I do.
Karina.
Who eat more?
I do.
Who is more funny?
She is.
Who takes
really?
Yeah.
I was thinking you.
No, she's more
because
funny.
You are from Minas Gerais. Minas Gerais, for those who don't know, is a state there in Brazil that we have, a very
funny things.
Funny people, and it's a wonderful place. And you are from São Paulo, right?
Yeah.
We people from São Paulo, we are.
Yeah.
Whoa, I'm really impressed now. Go ahead, Karina.
Who takes long to shower?
I do.
Who gets stressed easier?
Wow.
I think it depends. Yeah.
I'm too relaxed.
Yeah,
too
we are
calm.
So I have a draw. Let's go.
Very calm.
Good. Who is more forgetful?
I am.
Who's more clumsy?
I am.
Wow. Who likes to sleep more?
She does.
I am.
Who expenses more?
He does.
Yeah, I do.
Oh,
Who
different.
likes to go out more?
He does.
I do.
Who is more organized?
I am.
She is.
The last one was quite obvious, right? Yeah. Okay, so Pastor Claydson. So actually, you were not interested in Leidiany at all.
Not at all. I did not like her. Of course, I saw her sometimes. I remember before we used to be the cameraman in the church, recording testimony, recording the service. And one day she was giving her testimony in the service. And then my friend was saying to me, and then Claydson, Leidiany, she's good. I said, no, not her. She's not even an assistant yet. And then as soon as I said she's not even an assistant yet, Bishop raised her as an assistant. There and then on the altar, she's giving her
that day.
testimony. That day.
After a few seconds that he said that.
Yeah. And then they said, wow, now she's an assistant. No, still, that's not enough. No, not her. I don't like her. I don't like...
She knew.
Yeah, I don't like the way that she walks. And the funny thing is, we never spoke to each other.
Never said a word.
The truth is, I used to judge her a lot. Because we never spoke to each other for us not to like each other.
Wow.
But you know, just by look, someone you say like, she's not my
type.
Yeah.
So
I
never
don't want to
gave a
use the
chance,
word, but I'm gonna use the word. She's not my type. Because the type of person that I want was completely different than her. In everything, completely different, everything. So that's why I never really like find her interest. Never found her.
So your personal list was a barrier that was impeding you to even to consider her as a possibility.
Even to consider her. The truth is, I was delaying the plans of God, because the plan of God was for her to be with me. But because I was very stubborn, resistant, I was saying no. Little I knew that I was despising the plan of God, and that also for sure. I'm not gonna say that delayed my life, because I believe that everything happened in the right time. Yeah.
And what about you, Leidiany? Because as you said before, and if I understood right, you said that you had no interest in him as well.
No, I didn't. I used to work in graphics at the time in Finsbury Park, and he used to. I saw him sometimes with his friends, but I would be like, no, he's not the one. And some friends would tell me about him. Oh, you know, he's a nice pastor. He's someone very nice, very friendly. He's discreet, but I would be like, no, it's not my type either. You know, that's not what I'm looking for. You know, sometimes
But you had your list
exactly,
also.
And my standard was very high. So I was like, no.
So you're saying that he's no.
I didn't consider
Okay.
About appearance.
everything. So I was like, no.
It was not high. It was different.
Exactly. So I was like, no, that's not what I'm looking for. And I never spoke to him either. Never.
We used to judge each other a lot.
Exactly, just by the way, like how he was saying, the same thing with me, how he used to walk, and sometimes when he was with his friends, I'd be like, no way. But yeah.
The way he walked.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, but okay. So you said actually people, they already know, those who came 2 weeks ago, the law therapy, they already know that Bishop James was the one that prepared the whole the whole encounter, right? So how was that? Because you are not considering her.
No. Someone was about to start talking with another person.
Okay.
From US. Another person. Everything was ready for us to start talking. Thank God we did not start talking. But everything was ready. And then Bishop, he gave me a call and said, Gladson, how is your love life? I said, Bishop, I'm not thinking about. However, there is someone is about to introduce to me, and I would like to speak to that person. And then he started questioning, okay, who is she? Where is she from? How is she? I said, Bishop, I do not know how is she, because I never spoke to her. I just had good report about her. But I said, okay, what about Leidiany? I said, Bishop, not her. And he asked me already about her many times before. So that was not the first time that I was saying no. And then he said, what about Leidiany? I said, Bishop, not her. And then he said, why not her? Because she's not the type of person that... And he said, but you guys did not even speak to each other. You never spoke. How you know that she's not the one if you never spoke to her? I said, okay, let me try. Let me see how it will go. And then I'm
sorry, but Bishop's insistence was not because you were like asking Bishop, please give me a chance to talk to him.
No, I wasn't even focusing in my love life like that. I was just focusing my relationship with God in growing as a person. So I wasn't anxious. I wasn't thinking about it. I wasn't asking no one. So that wasn't the case at all.
So both of you had completely different lists. There in your lists, you have different, how can I say, standards, right?
Yeah.
You wanted things completely different from what you got now.
Complete different. But then when Bishop spoke to me, I I really understood that, okay, maybe that's how I want. But what about how God wants? As soon as when we hung up the phone, I start asking God, okay, God, and then, what do you want? Because I did not want her at all. But I asked God, what do you want? Because it's not about what I want. I said, God, that's the type of person that I want. Because I already had in my mind. And Leidiany, she's completely the opposite. Right now, I'm going to put my will aside. And what is your will for my love life? What is your will for my life? And then God, he said, Claydson, go. Just go. I had like just the assurance inside of me. Just go. Just go. And then the rest I will do.
Okay. But you said, I don't want someone like her. But you didn't have much information to know exactly what you were, what if you really wanted or not, because you didn't have this chance to sit down and talk to her, to spend at least 5 minutes, but not talking about graphics, and not about camera or testimony or VYG or whatever, but talking about, okay, let us see if we have something in common here, right? And also you, because you didn't like him, you didn't consider him.
Exactly.
He is not he was not, how can I say, reaching the standards of your list, as you said. But how would you know? How would you know if you didn't have the chance to sit down and talk, to get to know each other, right?
I think also because one of the reasons why I was reacting that way was because I was afraid as well.
Okay.
Because of the past that I had. I didn't have good relationships in the past and how things were. So I was very afraid to enter a relationship. I was afraid of making a mistake. I was afraid of choosing the wrong person. And even that was one of the reasons why I used to be so, I would resist a lot in coming to the love therapy. Before people be like, oh, come to the love therapy. And I would be, no, I don't want to find no one right now. I'm okay. Even just to hear about it would make me so frightened. I'd be, no love life. Don't talk about love life to me. I'm okay. I'm fine by myself. But that wasn't the case, and I was like, why am I so afraid? You know what? Afterwards, God spoke to me. And he said, you don't need to go to the love therapy to find someone, but to build a relationship with me, to work in yourself. So that's when I was like, okay, I'm going to go. And it was the best decision I made, because that's when I was able to discover that I was afraid in entering a relationship. I discovered things about myself that I needed to work on. It really helped me to overcome traumas. It really helped me to grow as a person. And based on what I learned there is what made me to choose to accept and getting to know him. Stop being so close-minded, but be open,
There is a very important point, because when this possibility came around, we are talking about people that they were already baptized with the Holy Spirit. You're serving God as a pastor, you're serving God as an assistant. But you know what is interesting, Karina, because she's mentioning something here that it's unfortunate. This is very common. People that they are of God, people that they have the Spirit of God, yet they still have this fear in regards to their love life. They don't have this assurance. You know why? Because if you are not looking after your love life, if you're not investing in your love life, you are neglecting this very important area of your life. Why, for example, you who already received the Holy Spirit, why do you receive the Holy Spirit? Do you know why you did receive the Holy Spirit? For sure you know. Because you sought, because you paid the price, because you invested towards, the Holy Spirit. But why we have people that, though they are baptized with the Holy Spirit, though they are, in a position of servant of God, yet suffering in their love life? Because they are not investing their love life.
Even assistants.
Assistants. People that they are in the church, for a long time, but they still suffer in their love life because they are not investing. And if you don't invest, if you put an area of your life aside and you don't invest in the area of your life, that will not grow. They will not grow. I'm talking about your love life, your health, your financial life, your spiritual life, you name it. But that's the problem of many people. The frustration of many people in their love life, the problem of their frustration is the lack of investment.
It's true. And they are justifying themselves. Like Leidiany was.
Yes.
Oh, I am good alone.
Yes.
I don't need no one by my side now. I am happy. I am not thinking about my love life. There are many single do this.
You know, it's very important to mention that when we receive the presence of God, it is the greatest joy we receive in our lives, right? There is no greater joy than receiving the Holy Spirit. However, not even the Holy Spirit will fulfill this other area of your life. Because God, the author of love, the same that came to baptize you with the Holy Spirit, if you are baptized with the Holy Spirit, the same who baptized you with the Holy Spirit said that it's not good for you to be alone. Can you see? Can you see? So if you are not investing in receiving, you know, actually, if you're not investing in your love life, you will suffer. If you are married, if you are already in a marriage, if you are in a relationship, if you are single, you know, if you are not investing, if you're not doing your part, these traumas, they will be there, as they are still, as in your case. Though I'm pretty sure that you already healed from your past, otherwise you would not receive the Holy Spirit. So you were healed, you were ready in a certain way, but you had to overcome that fear for you to indeed be ready to get to know someone or the right person.
Exactly. I had to go against it. You know, I couldn't listen to the fear. I had to be like, okay, God, what is it that you want from me? You know, because even, you know, me listening to my fear, I was delaying my growth as well. Because when you are married, you grow. You know, you become better. Your partner see things in you that you don't see in yourself. You know, so even that, me delaying that, you know, caused a lot of trouble. So, yeah.
And I do believe that to invest in your love life doesn't necessarily mean to invest in someone.
Not at all.
To invest in yourself.
Yeah.
And it's funny because when everything happened in the right time, like I said to you, I came to the country, to UK, it was 2011. And it was the year of her conversion. The campaign of Israel that I was coming to the UK, the one of Gideon. Remember that we had the prayer 3 o'clock in the morning?
I was in Brazil. I was in Brazil, 2000. Yeah.
So that was the campaign that she was converting, and that was the time that was coming to UK. So everything was happening like in the right time.
The month that I received the Holy Spirit, you came a month later.
Yeah. So when she was raised as an assistant, I was there. So we can clearly see like God was already connecting the dots.
Preparing everything.
But why? Because she was investing in herself, coming to the love therapy, and also I was investing in myself. I was investing in my relationship in order to make myself better for her.
Exactly. I can even, you know, it's your love story, but just for a matter of example, I remember when I was an assistant pastor, I used to go to the altar, and every night I used to pray and blessing, you know, the people, praying for the responsibilities we had, and also praying for my love life. And my prayer in my love life was always the same. You know, I believe, you know, when I was about to pray about my love life, I believe that God would say, okay, I know what you're going to say. Because every time was the same thing. Oh, God, please prepare, you know, the right person to me, blah, blah, blah. The same, always is the same thing. But once God spoke to me, you are asking me to prepare the right person for you for like, you know, years. But are you the right person?
Are you preparing yourself?
Yes, that's it. Because, you know, this is the first step to be taken for those who want to be happy in their love life. If you are single, if you are in a relationship, it doesn't matter what is your status. You must invest in yourself. Why we have many people that they are in a marriage and they are frustrated? Because they're forcing to transform someone else. They're trying to transform their husband, their wife. You know, you would just be frustrated with that because you cannot transform someone. You cannot change yourself. So when you are, by attending the love therapy, you could see this transformation, because as you said, you were not coming to look
to find
someone.
Yeah.
You came with the right intention to receive this inner healing, right?
Exactly. And by doing that, I grew so much. I learned so much in the love therapy. And that's when God said, okay, now I can bring someone in your life because now you're ready. And that's exactly what happened. And the things that I learned, I managed to apply.
And when God, brought him, you resisted. No, not him. Not him. God, prepare someone, but not him. Not him.
Exactly.
Okay.
Because you have your list, of course.
Yeah. Okay. So, you said, okay, Bishop, let me go. Let me try. Let me give him a try. How was that?
Yeah. And first thing, I had to deny my will to go with God's will. So I said, okay, Bishop, I want to talk to her. And then he organized everything, and then I came down. I was in Manchester. I came to London on a Wednesday. And then I was like in my friend's house, and then Bishop gave me a call. Claydson, Leidiany is ready for you. And I was about to have lunch with them. My plate was already there on the table.
Oh.
I told them like this, okay, wait there. In 5 minutes, I'm going to be back. Because I'm going to go. I'm going to ask her some trick questions. She's going to say exactly what I want to hear, and I'm going to say she's not the one, and then I'm going to get rid. That was my mentality.
You're thinking to put her on a slippery floor.
Yeah.
Where was the place?
It was here in Fitzroy Park, isn't it? There was a restaurant.
Papagoni.
Papagoni.
Even this place.
Behind there.
Oh, really?
Even this place was
there.
like, okay, any place.
Yeah.
And then we went, isn't it? We went, and then I said to my friend, I'm going to come back in 5 minutes. Leave everything there. Leave my plate there because I'm going to be back.
I'll be back.
It took me 5 hours. The conversation.
5 hours?
4 hours. I mean,
Yeah,
it lasts like 5 hours.
You stayed 5 hours in the restaurant?
Yeah, just talking. We didn't even eat, isn't it? The guy even came and said, you guys didn't like? No, we did.
Food
but
was in front of us
we
for
didn't
almost
eat.
4 hours without eating.
we were just
Starting
talking.
talking
Yeah.
each other.
Because it was completely like...
It was every question that he
different.
answered, I was like, it's not possible. I'm going to ask this now. Let me see what he's going to say.
And she was doing the same
And
thing
then
as
he
well.
would answer, and I'll be like, this is not possible. I need to find something else. I was trying to find negative points so that I could say, he's not the one. But it wasn't happening. It wasn't happening. God was just confirming, he's the one. He's the one.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, wow, in my mind, it was so different from how I saw him. So different.
Do you remember the question that you asked me?
I do. Because I remember I said to myself, I'm going to ask you one question. This specific question here is going to be the one that for me is going to be very important. I'm going to ask him if he has a weakness. Because if he says, no, I don't have a weakness, then I know he's proud. He's like the way I used to see him. So I said to him, oh, can I ask you a question? He's like, go on. Do you have weaknesses? And he's like, yes, I do. I was like, oh, let me go deeper. What is it? And then he answered. I was like, I can't believe this. Okay, I have nothing else.
Oh, wow.
Because when the conversation started to flow and the things became like interest, I said, okay, let me be real right now. Let me put my guards down and let me proper go all in. And then I became like, I was transparent with her. I became truthful with her, isn't it? Everything was just flowing. And then I had no fear whatsoever. While we were talking, God was saying, yeah. You
And when you came back, was your plate still there, or you? Because those 5 minutes became 5 hours.
My friends, they were angry at me. They said, you said that you'd come back in 5 minutes. They were calling me. They were sending me texts. I was not answering.
Gosh.
I just put aside.
Even when we left, instead of me being all happy that everything worked out, I was kind of upset. Because I was like, I can't believe it.
We were surprised.
I can't believe it. It's not
You
what
were
I was
upset because
thinking.
things were working.
Exactly. I can't believe it. I was so wrong. Like, how is that even possible?
Yeah.
You know?
And we saw that both of us were being totally wrong.
Exactly.
But why we were wrong? because we were hesitating so much.
Overthinking.
Overthinking, judging each other as well. I believe that this happened with many people, even inside of the church.
It's true.
Resistant the will of God.
We are pastor, an assistant. It's still, look how we used to see each other.
Imagine the people.
Imagine.
Yeah, definitely. There are people that they are missing opportunities, as you always miss this opportunity of your life because of that. Because of that, these assumptions. No, it's not worth to talk to him, to talk to her.
I don't want to even talk.
I believe that this is a big problem. He or she is not my type.
It's true.
I believe that's a huge problem that delays me. It was delaying my life as well because I got wrong before her. And those person that got wrong, it was my type. And did not work. In the sense, so
it was already God is saying, make
your type.
Your type is not your type.
It's not your type. Your type is not gonna make you happy.
Because sometimes what we think we want is not what we need. God knows what we need, and He's gonna give that. Even the things of the list, God even surprised us because it was better than our list.
This is the work of God.
His
always better.
This is always better than ours. So you dated for
a year.
We start talking, start getting to know each other. We dated, everything a year.
But you said that during this year you were in Manchester. And you here in London.
We didn't see each other much. We could count like 10 times we saw each other.
10 times.
And also
married.
because he was also very busy, so even through the phone we wouldn't talk much. So I literally got married to someone that I didn't know that much.
The time that we used to talk in the evening, I used to sleep over the phone.
Exactly. I love you there. But you know what made us to go ahead with this? I always say that everything that comes from God brings peace. Everything. And I was always at peace with him, getting to know him when we were talking. I had this peace inside of me. And it's funny enough that he would even send me this verse, everything that comes from God brings peace. And that's what made us to just keep on going and trusting God, because we had no doubt whatsoever, no fear about it. We were at peace.
I had the certainty that she was the one after 2 weeks. 2 weeks of talking to her, I already knew she's the one. So much so that I called Bishop Jay and said, Bishop, she's the one. I said, Gladys, how? Wait, Gladys, you're going too fast. Now you did not want.
Now you want to marry her straight away.
I said, Bishop, she's the one. I have no doubt she is the one after 2 weeks.
Wow.
It's
that
like
was
the same certainty that you have when you receive the Holy Spirit. Is what you have when you
peace.
find
It's similar.
It comes from God.
Because it's the second most important area of your life being confirmed. That's why it's the same. So we know that dating time is wonderful, and we know that the wedding is amazing. Also, pictures, the dress, the pastor, the bishop on the altar, the flashes, cameras, and the glamour.
And then the day's over.
Day 2 is where we start the real life.
Yeah, when you start living together.
Yes.
That's where.
When you open your eyes and you look around, you say, who is this person here?
You never told me
Am I not
this.
alone?
I never knew this.
Yes. So how is that for you?
It wasn't easy at the beginning because, like I said, we are completely different. Everything that you can think of, we are different. Everything was.
It was different.
And that brought a lot of conflicts, conflicts between me and her, because sometimes I want to do certain things that way, but she want to do the things in a complete opposite way.
There was not a team in us, but that's something that we went through as well at the beginning.
I used to be very individual. Everything was mine, everything was for me, everything was on my way. That's the way that I want, and she was completely different.
But let me ask you, did you know these things about you before marriage?
I got to know after marriage.
Because that's why I'm asking you, because there are things about us that they will only be revealed about after marriage. And that's why God brought this crazy thing called marriage into our lives. Because this is wonderful. This is how we can grow, how can we evolve, how can we be better. And when you are in a relationship, when you have someone saying, you're selfish.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's hard, you know, that's a punch on the stomach.
You are judging me.
Yeah. How did you guys fix that?
The thing is that it didn't take long. We didn't go through this problem for a very long time because we were very understanding at the same time. And we wanted to work on each other. We wanted to change. We wanted to be better for each other. It wasn't like only one person working for their marriage to work. It was both ends. So we were like, okay, let's see a way here that's going to work out. You know, so we were understanding, and at the same time we understood that he was that way for many years. I couldn't expect him to change overnight. I was away as well for many years. He couldn't expect me to change overnight, but be patient and help me to change, you know, and that's what it worked, isn't it?
So everything today is okay. It's fine. More than fine, more than okay, right?
Yeah, it's wonderful, but like we always talk, we always have to improve.
Yeah.
The day that we stop improving, our marriage will collapse.
As we said, you know, investing. Yeah.
That's the word, investing.
Yeah.
You have to invest. But I'm like many people think, I don't come to the love therapy because I'm already married and my marriage is good.
Yeah.
But there is room for improvement.
Yes.
If you don't make better, some way, somehow, with time, it's going to become worse.
Yeah.
So that's why we always have to keep working on.
Pastor Claydson, tell us what is the message looking here to these people that are watching us now that you have to tell them about their love lives.
The message is, for those who are single, put your type aside and goes with God's type. Don't be proud, just trust Him. You gave your life to Him, you also gave your love life to Him. Simple as that. And for those who are married,
good.
Leidiany, tell them there.
God, this spot.
Your marriage is your reflection, you know. If you are growing, if you are investing in yourself, your marriage is doing the same thing. It's a reflection of how you are.
So this is it. Pastor Claydson and Leidiany, thank you very much for coming tonight.
Yeah, it was a blessing.
And for sure it blessed many people tonight.
Many people, yes, for sure.
The Love Talk Show on Liberty Radio.